What's up everyone, welcome back to Lord of the Coins. In this video we'll be going over a pretty quick analysis and update from our last video on Ethereum. I'll just talk to you guys about the main key levels that Ethereum has to either overcome or possibly get rejected by to be either bullish or bearish. We'll be covering more of a lower time frame analysis on Ethereum and just the main key levels that I think you guys should be watching out for in the coming week. So I've marked out a few levels here. We're actually going to trade this on the 1 hour and analyze this on the 1 hour. And possibly on the 2 hour, but we will see. I think I want to focus mainly on the 1 hour at the moment, as I think the price action is the most clean to see on the 1 hour. So a couple things here. So on the 1 hour, and if you guys know my trading strategy, how I find areas of high confluence and high demand and supply, I always look for this sweep. Just like this, I mark it by an X. So pretty much anyone who went long a little too early, right here, they'll set their stop losses right underneath, and then market makers will sweep them out before finally moving the price back up. And you want to take the last high right here before the move that did the sweep. And if that gets closed by a candle, which it did by this blue candle right here, I mark this by Y. This is known as your change of character. And what that does, it generates a zone of demand in this case, since it is a bullish area. What I would do is like this. I'm actually gonna get rid of this larger green order block, so it's kind of easier for us to see. From this change of character all the way down to the swing low, this is your new zone of demand. You can see that we did not quite tap into it, rather we just kind of filled slightly this fair value gap, but finally we actually had a tap into demand right here very recently. So in this case, this is your confirmation of bullish order flow. So you can expect price from this moment on to kind of move up, although we did receive some hard rejection off of this VWAP. And in my opinion, we are still traveling underneath the weekly VWAP, so we are still bearish. But I think in the macro, we are bullish. So in this current price action, if you're kind of trading, if you're like a day trader, I would say that we are absolutely bearish right now. You had your sweeping candle right here. So it swept out pretty much all the liquidity back from, when was this? Thursday, December 22nd. So this was like your sweeping candle. Mark it by an X. I'll just give you guys this another example. So right here, you take the last low. If that gets broken, which it did, that is known as your change of character. I just mark it by Y on my charts. And since that got broken, what that does, creates a zone of supply, right? And absolutely perfectly, you see that we get a retap into supply right here. That's what confirms bearish order flow, and that's how we have movement down. So on the lower time frame, this is your bearish order flow, and if we went to like a higher time frame, this would be your bullish order flow, and this would also be your 4 hour bullish order block. So to find an order block, you want to take the last, from like a large move up, you want to take the last up to 4 candles. And since this is a pretty large zone, how I would have determined this order block was by just taking the candle bodies. So I would have probably just taken the candle bodies like this to determine my order block. You can see that it taps in pretty perfectly into this order block. So that's like double confluence. I'll actually move that back here. And I'll also mark this green. Now that we kind of identified 2 areas of high demand and we have price tapping into it, sweeping out liquidity from anyone who went long here and set their stop losses right here, or maybe they set their stop losses break even or into profit or something. You might have set your stop losses into profit right here. Price comes down to take you out. That's just what market makers like to do. That's how they make their money. That's something to really keep in mind when you're setting up your trades and your stop losses. Is just where do you think smart money is taking price. Now that we have more of a macro tap into bullish order flow, I am expecting price to move back up here and retest this previous day high. And I believe we'll retest this previous day high. And I think this is probably the more likely scenario. We'll retest this. If we get a candle close, this is the absolute key level to look out for right now if you want bullishness. If we can clear this level and candle close above this, what price is this? This is on 8 cap, around 12.15. If we can candle close above this, we'll get a retap into demand here. And this would be our entry, probably on the previous week VWAP right here. That would be a pretty good area of confluence. We actually got rejection right off of the current week VWAP and the previous week VWAP right here. It's just a higher area of volume. So if you can actually clear this high, and then find support on the VWAP, we're looking really, really bullish to probably even target all the liquidity on the previous week high. And I'd say moving up to here, we have a lot of weak highs up here. These are known as weak highs, where the highs just are, very weak, not very accentuated. Those are called weak highs, and those are pockets of liquidity as well. And another target for a price action to head and sweep out all the liquidity. This would also be our standard deviation of our monthly VWAP, which is this blue line right here and the cloud. So possibly something like price action coming up here is very likely. And these scenarios are, if price action does this, this is the likely scenario, not this is the likely scenario. I think that's kind of a important notion to differentiate. Price action could be headed down here as well, as we did not clear this high. We do not have a change of character. At the moment, we are technically in bearish order flow. I just think that we are more than likely going to head up here, but if we do head down, I believe we will see pretty low prices. I've been pretty bearish on the market, and if you saw my last Bitcoin video, I did say that if we're heading down, we're not going to stop right here in this area. We're probably going to sweep out these relatively equal lows. I think Bitcoin had similar lows here, so I do think that if we do head down, we'll be headed pretty far down. So that's just kind of my macro view on Ethereum. I just wanted to keep this more of a lower time frame, but I do think we are fairly bearish. But if you're more of a day trader, this video is kind of more suited for you. I just want to give you guys a more of a lower time frame price action video and how I analyze charts and how I day trade. So just to recap, there are some levels that Ethereum really has to overcome. The previous week value area low is kind of where we're getting rejected. Same with the previous week VWAP. They're just like points of high rejection right now. But if we can reclaim these levels one at a time, and then we can reclaim the previous week POC and candle close above 1215, then we're looking fairly bullish, and that would be my long trigger. So I would probably look for a trade that looks something similar to, something similar to this. Oops, let me get a long trade out. So just say that this was the price action. I would look for something like this, and then probably target somewhere up here. And I would probably need a little bit more price action to really get anything specific, but this is just generally kind of the trade that I would be looking for if price action looked just like this, how I drew it out. I hope this gives you guys a pretty good insight into my trading strategy. I do a lot of these charts on many other altcoins as well, so if this is something you guys are interested in and you guys want trade callouts like this on the daily, check out my Patreon for the private trading community down below, as we're winning trades like this pretty much on the daily. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, I would check that out. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys next time.